Super Bowls are won in February, not during free agency, the draft, or in September when prognosticators make their predictions. We've seen a handful of surprise teams win the Super Bowl. Hello, 2011 New York Giants. Every year, most experts seem to narrow it all down to 5 super teams they expect to win the Super Bowl. But again, expert picks don't mean anything. At some point, we've all felt silly for picking teams to win it all, only to watch them disappoint. I'm Daquan Young, and today we look at 10 early Super Bowl favorites who failed miserably. And a big shout out to Black Raptor 17 for suggesting this to us. Please leave your ideas in the comments section and we might even get to them. Number 10, the 2012 Pittsburgh Steelers. There was a lot to like about the Pittsburgh Steelers. They were 2 years removed from an AFC title and had posted consecutive 12-4 seasons to qualify for the playoffs. So how in the world would they miss out in 2012? They had the NFL's top defense in 2011 and brought back the same core. Ben Roethlisberger, Mike Wallace, and Antonio Brown formed a great offense, but the Steelers lost 3 of their final 4 games and missed the playoffs, finishing just 8-8, while their arch rivals, the Baltimore Ravens, won the Super Bowl. Number 9, the 2015 Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens have always been a dangerous team with John Harbaugh as head coach and Joe Flacco as their quarterback. After going 10-6 in 2014 and nearly reaching the AFC Championship game, they had high hopes of winning their 3rd Super Bowl in the 2015 season. The Ravens were ravaged by injuries though. Flacco tore his ACL, defensive leader Terrell Suggs missed the final 15 games, Steve Smith suffered a torn Achilles, and the Ravens slumped to a 5-11 finish. But even before the injuries piled up, this team was 1-6 to begin the season. The Ravens were one of the favorites to win the AFC, but they just couldn't stay healthy and pull out the victories. Number 8, the 2013 Houston Texans. The Texans appeared to be a team on the rise. They made the playoffs for the first time ever in 2011 with a 3rd-string quarterback and reached the AFC divisional round. They went 12-4 in 2012 and made it to the divisional round again, before losing there for the 2nd straight year. Houston was loaded with promise, the NFL's best defensive player in J.J. Watt, the league's best running back in Arian Foster, and elite wide receiver Andre Johnson. However, quarterback Matt Schaub was downright awful and lost his job to Case Keenum. The Texans lost a plethora of close games decided in the final 2 minutes, slumped to 2-14, won the 1st overall pick, and moved on from Schaub. Number 7, the 2014 San Francisco 49ers. The 49ers won the NFC in 2012 and were an inch away from having Michael Crabtree beat Richard Sherman to send them to the Super Bowl for the 2nd consecutive year in 2013.
Well, I'm the best corner in the game. When you try me with a sorry receiver like Crabtree, that's the result you're going to get.
They returned with Colin Kaepernick, Frank Gore, Anquan Bolden, and Vernon Davis on offense. Their defense was a top unit with Patrick Willis, Aldon Smith, Navarro Bowman, and others. However, everything fell apart for the 49ers. Head coach Jim Harbaugh was despised by his players. Kaepernick regressed, and the 49ers finished at 8-8, missing the playoffs as Harbaugh moved on to college football. Number 6, the 2014 New Orleans Saints. The Saints had a resurging year in 2013, going from 7-9 to 11-5 and reaching the NFC divisional round. Going into 2014, the sky was the limit for this team. Receiver Brandon Cooks was joining Drew Brees' arsenal of weapons, and superstar safety Jarvis Byrd signed on to solidify a defense that was one of the NFL's best in 2013. Suddenly, the Saints started losing to awful teams like Cleveland and Atlanta. The defense was a huge mess. Brees kept throwing interceptions at the worst times, and the whole team fell apart. The Saints finished 7-9 and missed the playoffs. Number 5, the 2011 New York Jets. Rex Ryan promised that he would win Super Bowls with the Jets and he would end the New England Patriots empire. He guided the Jets to the AFC Championship in 2009 and 2010 with playoff wins over Peyton Manning and Tom Brady in the latter year. Mark Sanchez was slowly coming into his own. Santonio Holmes was an elite playmaker. Darrelle Revis, Bart Scott, and David Harris formed one of the NFL's formidable defenses. But Sanchez just all around collapsed. His play was miserable and the Jets went 8-8. Teammates called out Sanchez and demanded he leave the team. That didn't happen until 2014, and the Jets never returned to the playoffs with Ryan as coach. Number 4, the 2011 Philadelphia Eagles. Mike Vick had a career resurgence with the Eagles in 2010, becoming the starter and leading his team to an NFC East title. The Eagles, though, didn't want titles. They wanted Super Bowls. So they spent like crazy in free agency. In came the NFL's best corner in Nnamdi Asomugha. Pass rushing stars Jason Babin and Cullen Jenkins followed. Backup quarterback Vince Young proclaimed,
"Dream team."
And it was hard to disagree after those stars joined Vic, LaShawn McCoy, and Deshaun Jackson, right? The Eagles were just straight up awful, going 4-8 in their first 12 games. They won their last 4 to move to 8-8, but missed the playoffs. Number 3, the 2015 Indianapolis Colts. Andrew Luck showed just how promising the future was in Indianapolis. Year 1, wildcard round. Year 2, AFC divisional round. Year 3, AFC championship appearance. Year 4, many expected a Super Bowl. He carried an offensive juggernaut that had T.Y. Hilton and Dante Moncrief. They added future Hall of Famers Frank Gore and Andre Johnson. This offense would be unstoppable and win the Super Bowl, right? Nope. The Colts couldn't protect Luck, who got beat up and missed the final half of the season, while the Colts slumped to an 8-8 finish using career backups to close it out. Number 2, the 2008 Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys were one of the early Super Bowl favorites heading into 2008. They went 13-3 the year before, and Tony Romo was ready to become an elite quarterback. DeMarcus Ware was still the NFL's best pass rusher, and Jay Ratliff was a Pro Bowler. Romo had Jason Witten, Terrell Owens, and newcomer Roy Williams. Everything seemed promising in Big D, but the Cowboys didn't live up to their potential, losing 3 of their final 4 games. In Week 17 against Philadelphia in the winner makes the playoffs game, the Cowboys lost 44-6. Number 1, 2010 San Diego Chargers. The Chargers were always a Super Bowl favorite with Phillip Rivers, but 2010 seemed like their year. They went 13-3 the year prior, but lost in the AFC divisional round. In 2010, they owned the NFL's best defense and best offense, but their special teams failed them big time. They allowed 4 touchdowns via block punts, 3 kick return touchdowns, and 1 punt return touchdown. The Chargers went 9-7 as nothing went their way. But seriously, how did you not even make the playoffs with the NFL's best offense and best defense? Only the Chargers could find a way to mess it all up. Which Super Bowl favorites do you think was the biggest disappointment? Join us in the comments below. If you like this video and learned a thing or two, clicking the like button helps us out a ton and we really appreciate it. If this is your first time coming around to Total Pro Sports though, subscribing is a great idea because we put out videos like this every single day. But as always, thanks for watching and we'll see you guys next time.